I'm just getting tidbits over here. Way too much information. Good morning to you. We're live at Max Medicine Mart. Heard the young lady said burn a hole in her britches. There's a country song right there written all over it. Good morning. We're live here at Max Medicine Mart. The 28th anniversary celebration. Woo, this is awesome. And you see back behind us Kevin, one of the pharmacists, and Barry, and we're here live again. Going to have a big time for the next couple of hours. Of course, this is all day long. Check this out. All the vitamins and all the supplements are 30% off all day long here at Max Medicine Mart. That is tremendous savings. You walk in here, and anything on this side, Good Food Grocery, we're going to talk to William coming up here in just a little while about it. Anything vitamin and supplement all day long, 30% off here at Max Medicine Mart. So, again, we would encourage you to come by the samples. We got free popcorn, got bottled water, giving away weekly medication pill holders if you need one of those, prize cards with every purchase. You'll have a chance to draw from a stack of cards. The cards can contain a coupon for all kinds of stuff. Halo Top Ice Cream, Amy's Frozen Dinners, Bates Family Farm, Badger Balm, I should say, Amish Wedding Food, all kinds of cool stuff, and also a free prize wheel spin for the prize wheel. All this going on again here at Mike's Medicine Mart on Center Street in Kingsport. Make tracks to Mike's, and you do, and it's going to be, again, a lot of fun here this morning and this afternoon. We're loaded for bear. We're going to be joined by Kevin Harmon coming up here in a little while talking Tennessee football. Sean Witten, the head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones, joins us by phone coming up a little bit later on the show. Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fan reporter. He will give you a preview of the Kansas Speedway racing this weekend. It is the cutoff for a lot of drivers in NASCAR, and most notably some of the big dogs, Matt Kenseth and Kevin Harvick and, of course, Kyle Busch. Some of those guys in trouble. We'll let Mike tell you all about that coming up as we get ready to go racing in Kansas Speedway this weekend. Coach David Strickland will join us by phone from Science Hill. We had him on early in the week as they got ready for the regional play. Well, they won the regional championship last night. They'll play in the sub-state tomorrow, and so we'll talk to Coach Strickland about that, the Science Hill girls soccer coach. And also we'll hear from Dave Martin from WLW in Cincinnati. So full plate plus William Yarber. And, yeah, so I don't know. Food City Eastman Road is next week. I don't know why I got a note saying Food City Eastman Road will be next week. But anyway, we're here to celebrate the 28th anniversary of Max Medicine Mart. And again, we're here on Max Medicine Mart, or at Max Medicine Mart on Center Street in Kingsport. Again, where you can stop by and enjoy some cool stuff, some free popcorn, free bottled water, some free weekly medication pill holders while they last. We got some free samples from some protein bars and some Gaia, the supplement William's going to talk about here in just a second. So it's all right here. Stop by here and hang out with us while we're here until 1 o'clock. Of course, these specials, again, the biggie, as William said, all the vitamins and all the supplements are 30% off all day long here at Mike's Medicine Mart. They close tonight, and that's strong. Anything over here on this side of the store, vitamins or supplements, you whack a third of the price off right off the top. So can't beat that. We'll take our first break, come right back, and we will jump in. We'll talk to William Yarber. I've got Barry Walton up on the screen. He'll be with us coming up here in a few minutes, but it's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll give you the update on high school football. Last night, boy, I tell you what, it's like putting a dagger into the heart of the Tennessee football team. A guy who transferred from UT. He's got local roots, Riley Ferguson, who's now in Memphis. His grandfather is Pastor Bob Ferguson at Gunnings Baptist Church up near Sullivan Central High School. Well, Riley, who was a Tennessee Volunteer, transferred to go to Memphis, baby. And, boy, he lights them up every single night. Another big night last night. I'll tell you about that and more on our college football segment. Quick break. We'll come right back. William Yarber joins us coming up next here. We're live at Mike's Medicine Mart in Kingsport on show number 618. They said it wouldn't work on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Now available at Chick-fil-A, the crossings of North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A's signature tot-style hash browns, scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the crossings in North Johnson City.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're ready to go again. We are live here at Mike's Medicine Mart as they celebrate the 28th anniversary. Let's get the camera off me and get it on the man who's here ready to go, William Yarber. And there he is. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Tom. I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's the 28th anniversary. Cool stuff going on here at Mike's Medicine Mart. So we'll talk about the supplements on sale coming up in a moment. But tell me all the things folks come in here and get. There's free prizes. There's the prize wheel spin. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, I mean, so we're setting up right now to have like some snacks and drinks, out for the customers. Just some, samples of some of the products we carry here. And then, we're also doing the whole prize wheel thing where, you have three ways to, win on the prize wheel. With, any customer can come in and draw a little prize bowl in your register. And there's coupons in there for some of the products. And there's also some random free spin cards in there too. So you can, draw a free spin card, go over, spin the wheel, win a prize. And then you can also, get a free spin by purchasing $50 worth of supplements. And you can also get a free spin by purchasing $20 worth of the Troyer products too. So there's 3 different ways you can go about winning on the prize. And we got some really cool prizes out there too.
Folks have already won some stuff in there already this morning.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We had one guy that won a gift basket, and we've already given away a few T-shirts. So yeah, starting out strong.
Oh yeah, it's the name of the game. And closing what time tonight? 7 o'clock.
Yeah, closing at 7 tonight.
All the way till 7 tonight. It's the 28th anniversary. Dr. Walton's going to be by in a little while and talk about the history. He's been here obviously for a long time with that 28th anniversary. So we'll let him talk all about that coming up here in a little while. So the giveaways, give me some of the samples folks can come by. I see protein bars, and what's some of the other samples they've got?
Yeah, we have protein bars. We have some of the Barleans products we're going to put out and have them sampled out. The Dia brand of vegan cheesecakes, we're going to have those divvied up in little sample cups so everybody can try a few flavors of them. Right now we have strawberry, key lime, and chocolate, so there's 3 different flavors. So I was trying to think of what all else we have. We have some Solgar products like their U-Cube vitamins that we're going to have out in sample cups. Some Gaia samples of some of their herbal supplements, and just a few kind of random things that we've got together too, just so just a few things. You can come out and try some of the stuff, see if you like it. You don't get the opportunity a lot of times.
We'll be talking about Major League Baseball coming up in a minute, and a big tip of the cap to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They've moved on to the World Series. We'll tell you all about that. The Astros-Yankees play today. That'll be our first segment coming up here in a minute on Major League Baseball. So let's talk about the Amish Wedding and the Troyer Food Lines. Good Food Grocery. You guys sell a bunch of these products.
Yeah, they're kind of spread out everywhere throughout the store too. Like, when you first walk in the building, we've got, a lot of their canned products, like their pickled asparagus, their pickled okra, chow chow. So they do lots of shelf stable products. And then we've also got some of their products in the refrigerator, which is mostly cheese, and they have sour cream. So, and then this whole little section right here by the pharmacy counter, they have just some snack mixes and candy, chips, just some random things, all the way throughout the store. So they're doing really good. A lot of the customers really enjoy their products, and a lot of the employees do too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite?
I really like the wasabi mix. It's really good. It's like wasabi explosion, I think that's what it's called. But you have peanuts, wasabi peas, some soy crisps.
So what do you put it on? Crackers?
Just out of the bag. Yeah. Yeah, it's like one of the little snack mixes over there.
Oh, I see what you're
Yeah.
I thought it was like a spread, so it's actually a snack mix.
They do have some really good cheese spreads in the cooler, though, that, just dip it right in the container.
A little swab if you're watching a football game or whatever, right?
Yeah.
A little swab. And again, all this is right here at Mike's Medicine Mart. Again, the Good Food Grocery. Tell us about Sogar. That's the supplement on sale this month, 20% off.
Yeah, so, Sogar is a very, large brand that we carry here. We have the majority of their products. It ranges from anywhere to herbal supplements to multivitamins to sports nutrition. So we've kind of, Sogar's, we got Sogar covered for, it's a very popular brand for us. We still got some buy one get one free packs for their B12 and D3. So it's a great way you can come in and save. You can come in and get 30% off a buy one get one free pack today. So it's a kind of an extra way you can sell. Yeah.
So you get 2 for 1, buy one get one free, and on top of that, you get 30% off the one you're paying for.
Right. Yeah. That's an awesome deal.
That is a great deal. That's today only to celebrate the 28th anniversary. Also, then you have the Gaia supplement. Tell us about that one, and what's the most popular or some of the most popular things under the umbrella of Gaia.
Gaia, they're really known for their turmeric supplements. They're the most popular turmeric supplement in the world right now, and with good reason. They're our best seller, and we've had nothing but positive feedback from customers. I actually take their turmeric myself. I prefer it from all the other brands. They've kind of taken theirs a step further with doing a liquid inside the capsule, and they also pair black pepper with theirs. And then they've got a few additional formulas too to make it more specific to what type of pain you're in. So if you're more in joint pain, they have a joint formula. They also have a formula for body pain, and they also have a PM pain too. So it's got a few things that kind of help you sleep, like a valerian and kava, just kind of a good calming thing. So it's a great line of products. They're the one that's just out of North Carolina, so they're semi-local, and they do a really awesome thing on the back of all their boxes where it has an herbal ID. So you can buy a Gaia product, you can go on their website and enter in your herbal ID on the back of your box, and it will show you exactly where the herb was sourced from, when it was harvested. So just kind of cool little fun facts with the Gaia stuff.
Like a little reference point.
Yeah.
Where your product came from.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
That's the only company doing that right now.
So that's, again, Gaia, and they are 20% off for the month of October, but today, 30% off, another 10%. So, and some of the products over there, you can really get some serious savings. 30% off, a third off of anything over there, which I say over there, keep pointing over to that part of the store because he's the manager of the Good Food Grocery. So, Solgar, what's been the most popular? Top 3 things been flying out here so far this month?
Their B12 is really popular. They do the under the tongue sublingual. So, they hit your bloodstream. It's the most absorbable form of B12. They do the methylcobalamin B12. So it's going to be your best for, energy support and just, keeping you going. Their fish oil is pretty popular. They do a unique blend called a Solgar 950, which is a high-grade fish oil supplement. So it's definitely popular with us. We have a few customers that, request a larger dose. So that's kind of a go-to for them. And they really specialize with the glucosamine, chondroitin, and MSM complex. And what that is just a supplement for your joints. So what that does is help nourish the connective tissues and cartilage in your joints. So it's a must for anybody does sports or works out a lot. That's a very good supplement for them.
Yep. Solgar's all month long, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yep, all month through the end of October. But today it's 30% off anything in here that's anything. All vitamins, all supplements are 30% off here at Mike's Medicine Mart. And again, that's part of the 28th anniversary celebration. Where were you 28 years ago?
I was 2 years old. So I couldn't really tell you.
You were daycare.
Yeah,
Lord
right.
have mercy. Wow. Yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I stepped into that one, didn't I? That's good. Well, I asked, you told. So,
Yeah.
talk about this product real quick before I let you get in. We'll get into the baseball segment because
All
this is what saves my bacon more times than not, right there.
Yeah, the Zan lozenges, those are great stuff. This one is the blueberry flavor in particular, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 different flavors. They do a lemon zinc that's really good, but they're great this time of year. You're getting your dose of zinc, which is helping build your immune system. And you always want to build your immune system before you hit the flu season, cold season, just for the sheer fact of if you have it up, you're not really going to get sick, and if you do, it's not going to be near as long. So it's a good thing, kind of like a pre-maintenance thing.
Yep. I'm taking one right now. I take them all the time because you talk for a living and you get lots of yapping by the end of the week. Your voice is kind of this kind of re-energizes the old voice. It's called Organic Blueberries Blend, but you also have orange, you also have cherry, you have elderberry.
Yeah, and lemon.
Lemon.
Yeah.
I never had the lemon, but the other ones are excellent. And again, they retail for, let's see,
Let's see here.
not very much. I can tell you because I get them all the time.
I'll have to.
There you go. Out of
Yeah, they're $2.49.
$2.49 right
Yeah.
there. Blueberries Blend, organic herbal lozenges, again from Zand, Z-A-N-D. And again, if you've got a scratchy throat or going hoarse or losing your voice, whatever, I would recommend these guys right here. That's what I carry all the time. In fact, I got 2 bags in my duffel bag or carry bag. Just always got them close by.
Yeah, they're handy.
They work, and I get them at Mike's Medicine Mart. Great job. You come back here in a little while and do some more.
Awesome.
You can. Okay. Good job, our buddy William Yarber. See right there. We appreciate him very much being with us here on the Tom Tyler Sports Show. We are live here again at Mike's Medicine Mart. Let's take a look at Major League Baseball. How about it? For the first time since 1988. First time since 1988, the Los Angeles Dodgers are going back to the World Series. Dodgers clinched the National League pennant last night with a blowout win over the Cubbies, 11-1 at Wrigley Field. Los Angeles won the best-of-7 series in 5 games. Following Game 5, third baseman Justin Turner and the versatile Chris Taylor. He's got to be good. Great last name. Were named co-most valuable players. Third set of co-MVPs in League Championship Series history, joining Rob Dibble and Randy Myers, the 1990 Reds, and John Lester and Javier Baez for the Cubs a year ago. Turner, 6 for 18 in the series, 2 home runs and 7 RBIs in 5 games. Turner, again, most notably clubbing a walk-off home run in game number 2. And, of course, these guys got the beard and the long hair, and I like it. And so this is the only second postseason walk-off home run in Dodgers history. You know the other one. Kirk Gibson's iconic walk-off blast in Game 1. Turner's walk-off came 29 years to the day after Gibson, so it helped him get co-MVP. Taylor, meanwhile, went 6 for 19 with a homer against the Cubs. The home run drove in the game-winning run in game number 1. So a big win for the Dodgers. They'll now sit back and wait, and they'll crank it up on Tuesday against the winner of the Yankees, and the Astros will be playing tonight down in Houston. The award's been around since 1977. Turner and Taylor are the 5th and 6th Dodgers to win it. Dusty Baker won it in 77, Steve Garvey in 1978, Bert Hooton, boy, I forgot that one, 1981, and Oral Hershiser in 1988. The Dodgers will face either the Yankees or the Astros in the World Series, which begins on Tuesday. Yankees up 3-2 in the American League Championship Series, and they'll play tonight in Houston. Luis Severino goes for the Yankees, and Justin Verlander goes for the Houston Astros. And you got to feel like that the brass of Major League Baseball loving this because you've got the number 1 team, the number 1 city population-wise in America, New York, definitely in it with a chance, of course, to take on the number 2 largest city, Los Angeles, and Houston's, 3rd or 4th biggest city in America. So from a media standpoint, television standpoint, it's got to be a big, big shot in the arm for Major League Baseball to have for sure number 2, second largest city in America in the World Series with a chance to, if the Yankees can pull this off and win it tonight in Houston, be number 2 versus 1. That's a great, great marketing television World Series obviously coming up for the World Series. But the Dodgers are definitely in. And so, of course, things got really going by Enrique Hernandez. Young man hit not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs. And the 7 RBIs are a new League Championship Series record. He's also the 10th player to hit 3 home runs in a single postseason game, and the 2nd to do it this postseason. So Jose Altuve did it for the Astros back in Game 1 of this year. Also, the other ones are Pablo Sandoval for the Giants, 2012. Big Albert Pujols did it with the Cardinals back in 2011. Adrian Beltre of the Rangers did it back in 2011. Also, Adam Kennedy of the Angels in 2002. George Brett of the Kansas City Royals hit 3 home runs in the 1978 American League Championship Series Game 3. Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, 3 home runs in the 1977 World Series Game 6, the series clinching game for the Yankees. Bob Robertson did it for the Pirates back in 1971. And a guy by the name of Babe Ruth did it in 1928 and 1926. So Enrique Hernandez's home runs, 3 of them, comes after a very difficult year. Last year his father battled cancer, his grandfather passed away, and this year his native Puerto Rico was devastated by Hurricanes Irma and Maria. So kind of a tough situation for Enrique Hernandez, but he came off the mat last night, hit not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs. Dodgers move on. They'll wait now for the winner of the New York Yankees and Houston Astros. They play tonight at Minute Maid Park in Houston. That's a look at Major League Baseball. And so managerial situations, you still have 2 openings, Detroit and Detroit and Boston, the American League, and the Mets and the Phillies in the National League. Quick break. We'll come right back. We'll take a look at college football. We're live at Mike's Meadows Mart. The 28th anniversary celebration is on. We'll come right back with more right after you hear this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show on show number 618.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's Chevy Truck Month, Take 2 at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. The savings and selection of over 600 new Chevys to choose from are at an all-time high. 1500 All-Star Crew, $11,000 off. 1715 All-Star Double Cab, $10,000 off. 18 Equinox LT, $5,000 off. 17 Traction Traverse, $5,000 off. Shop us online 24/7 and remember our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now, some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
I'm Tom Taylor. You are
Dave Angie.
And we got coming up, it's a really cool, every Thursday, it's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show. Get you ready for high school and college football every week. Every Thursday, you're going to be covering what for us?
Be looking at the Big East Conference.
Ooh, that would be Dobbinsville, Science Hill, all those great football teams in that conference. Doug Fritz will be giving you the rest of the high school football picture every week. Then we got colleges covered. Who are we going to be covering?
We got ETSU. We have Tennessee. We have Virginia Tech.
All those. Carmichael's will be along to give us the big 5 games every week because it is a 5-star football preview show. So hope you'll join us every Thursday right here in the showroom at Champion Chevrolet. Dave and I will be co-hosting the Champion Chevrolet 5-star football preview. And then on top of all that, we're going to have a picking panel where you're going to match us against you and you against us, and I can't wait because they don't have a chance. You're going to go up against us. We're going to pick against you for some really cool prizes, and they don't have a chance, do they?
No chance at all. It's going to be fun times.
Oh, yeah. Putting toe to what?
Toe to the leather, man.
Toe to the leather,
Ready
man.
to go.
Ready to go. Can't wait. Again, join us every Thursday right here. It's a Maiden Voyage Cool Show, co-hosted by Dave Angie and myself. It's the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview coming up every Thursday right here from Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City. Can't wait to see you on the show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport. 247-5400.
Now available at Chick-fil-A, the crossings of North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A's signature tot-style hash browns, scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the crossings in North Johnson City. Let's go right there. There he is on the phone, Sean Whitney, Elizabeth and head football coach. And good morning, Coach. How you doing, my friend?
Great, Tom. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you checking in with us. I know you got the guys out today. It's fall break, and again, get ready for Sullivan South tonight. But today, you guys doing a little team bonding. Tell us what you're doing this morning.
Well, we got them up this morning and took them up to a great place, Stony Creek. It's called a Burger Hut. Got great biscuit and gravy for our guys. Just try to, get them up, entice them to get a good breakfast, and let them sleep in a little bit till about 9:30, and then we went over to the East Tennessee Sports Complex, Star Fitness, and have a little walkthrough with the guys there. And, we had a chance to really, enjoy some breakfast together, and then, we went over to Holiday Lanes, and we came back down to school and had two buses for our guys, took our kids over to bowling, just to try to spend some time together this Friday afternoon and, before the game, just get our mind off the game a little bit and, just reward them for the time that they put in, into our program and this week for preparation on fall break. And, we don't really want to go back into bed and crawl back up and sleep all day. So I think we could have enjoyed ourselves today and get over here and, we appreciate our Touchdown Club providing us the funds to, feed our football team this morning and head over to and spend some time together bowling.
Big football game tonight again in Region 4, Region 1 4A, I should say, against Sullivan South Elizabeth. A lot at stake tonight. Tell us about it.
Well, it is. It's back-to-back football games at the Citizens Bank Stadium, and we just it's a big marquee matchup. Fighting for a home playoff game, and then that's really big. And then this is also senior week for us, Tom, and a chance to send our seniors out the right way. We got some great seniors that have put in a lot of work over the 4 years. We've had some guys that we've added. Adam Cornett's a guy came out of senior year. We got Chris Patel, who played as a freshman. Then he came back out of senior year. So, we've got a lot of great seniors we need to represent, send them out the right way, We're just proud of the guys, the work they put in, and just use playoff implications tonight, Tom. We got to take care of home field advantage. They got a great quarterback and Mr. Ward that, is finally staying healthy and is a heck of a football player. Reminds you a lot of Corey, the toughness, the tenacity, makes a lot of plays. He's got to make them go. So a big football game tonight. We renew the rivalry against Sullivan South, which we've had some great marquee matchups against, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's the 34th meeting. Elizabeth leads at 17-16, so obviously there have been some barn burners. Coach, you lose a tough one last week against the Greenville Green Devils. Hard-fought game. Any hopefully no layover from that ball game for the guys? Are they focused on Sullivan South tonight?
Well, I think so. I think our guys are ready to get back to work, and I think we still can make this season a special season, and we've got I think it's really a big attention getter when you come in the senior week. So it's our job as coaches and underclassmen to make sure our seniors go out the right way. Our guys didn't have no frowns on their face, long faces. They came ready to work on Monday, and we did a great job of preparation last week. We prepared, we fought our tails off. We had some opportunities early in the game. We had a halftime score of 3-3, and we just kind of had a lackadaisical 5 minutes. We made too many mistakes starting the third quarter, and that's what that's what the number one team does to you. You got to be able to play 4 quarters. So tonight's matchup, we expect to come out and play extremely well. We need we need a personal performance from a lot of our guys. We need a flawless performance, and we're looking forward to getting back out there. There's no better way to replace the bad taste in your mouth and get back out there and get a big win.
You got it. It'll be tonight again, 7:30 kickoff. Senior night, be a big house there at Citizens Bank Stadium. There's something special about a high school football game on Friday night in Elizabeth. And Coach, thanks for your time, my friend. I'll see you tonight, and go Cyclones, all right?
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, great man right there. I love that guy. Again, have a chance to have him on the show all the time, of course, every Tuesday, the coach's show. It's out there right now for this past week's show with highlights from the Greenville game. So, again, fall break for Elizabeth and the city. And as you heard him say, they've been out this morning eating breakfast as a team, got them out of bed, keep the routine going. And then also, of course, you heard him say took them bowling and some other places to keep them together as a team, as they, again, have an off day and make them make them focused, continue to make them focused and be focused for the game tonight. There is a lot at stake in the high school football game tonight. There's no question about that as far as playoff implications. And so I got it right here. Yep, here it is. So you look at Region 1 4A. You have Greenville 4-0, Sullivan South 4-1, Elizabethton 3-1, Granger 2-2. They'll take the top four in each region, of course, for the playoffs. Next week, the final week of the regular season here at Northeast Tennessee. So this is week 9, obviously, of high school football. So the top 2 finishes will be at home, and the 3 and 4 seeds will go on the road. So very critical, as you heard him say. Greenville's in the Catbird seat at 4-0, South at 4-1, Elizabethton at 3-1. So one of those teams, obviously, after tonight, will have 2 losses under their belt, and so that will really hamper their chances of being at home because, well, it would appear to me that Sullivan South has a non-conference game next week against Sullivan North, the Civil War, as they call it, and Elizabethton will go to Sullivan Central to battle the Cougars, having a tough year. They're 0-8, so you would think tonight will be deciding that home field advantage for that number 2 seed tonight. So that's what they're playing for. It's a big, big football game. 7:30 kickoff. We'll run down all the teams coming up here in just a second where they're playing, but a big, big night for high school football. And Region 1 6A, Knox Farragut, Science Hill tied at 4-1, Dobbins Minute at 3-1, Hardin Valley at 2-2. The Indians have gotten better as the season's gone on. I mean, they're really starting to hit their stride now. And so DB will be right up the road tonight hosting Morristown West. That's all in Region 1 6A. So right now your top 4 teams, Farragut, Science Hill, Dobbins Minute, and Hardin Valley. In 5A, Daniel Boone 4-0, Tennessee High at 4-1, Crockett at 3-1, Cherokee at 2-2. Those 4 teams with an outside shot looking in Morristown East with 2 games left to play for everybody in the regular season. You would say would be Boone, Tennessee High, Crockett, and then Cherokee, Morristown West would be that 4th team. So tonight's game, the Musketball, huge. Boone 4-0, Crockett 3-1, squaring off in gray at Daniel Boone High School. In 4A football, we told you the top 4 at this point. In 3A, Johnson County 4-0, Unicoi County and West Green at 3-1, then Chucky Doak and Claiborne at 1-3. They'll take the top 4. So right now you'd have to say Johnson County, Unicoi County, and West Green are in, with Chucky Doak and Claiborne trying to get that 4th seed. So it all will kind of shake out to see who's going to finish up where for the playoffs in 3A. In 2A, Sullivan North, Happy Valley, South Green, and Hampton are your top 4 right now. North at 4-0. You have Happy Valley at 2-1, South Green at 1-2, Hampton at 1-2, and 2A football. And in single A, there's 4 teams and all 4 will go. It just depends on where will finish up. Cloudlands at 3-0, Jellicoe 2-1, Hancock County is 1-3, Unaka at 0-3, but all 4 teams will go into the playoffs coming up in 2 weeks from tonight. So again, a lot of good football coming up, and let me put the glasses on and run down who is playing where tonight, so you'll know. And I got to get on the glasses so I'll know. So we're live here again at Max Mart, the 28th anniversary celebration, as we're here again, broadcasting until 1 o'clock this afternoon. So it looks like this, in no particular order: Hardin Valley at Bearden tonight, Jellicoe, Cosby, Claiborne at Cumberland Gap, the Musket Bowl, Crockett at Boone and Gray, Morristown West right up the street here, at Dobbins Minute to battle Graham Clark's Indians, much improved Indians. Sullivan South, as we talked to Coach Whitten, at Elizabethton. Granger will be at Greenville. Rockwood at Hancock County. Johnson County playing host at Cloudland tonight. You have Cock County at Morristown East. Twin Springs, Virginia at North Green here in East Tennessee. Jefferson County will play at Science Hill tonight. Sullivan North will be at Sullivan East. Cherokee at Tennessee High. Sullivan Central, the Cougars will be at Union County, and Happy Valley at West Green tonight. That's action again in Northeast Tennessee for high school football for this Friday night. And let's see if I have the right one, and I do. Let's give you the Virginia schools tonight. Abington, the Falcons will be at Ridgeview. Castlewood at J.I. Burton. Eastside at Chilhowie tonight. Gate City, the Blue Devils will be at John Battle. Lehigh, Y Central. Rye Cove playing host to Twin Valley, and Thomas Walker and Union have the night off. So that's your high school football schedule for tonight. And again, probably the biggest one around here, I would think, for a lot of reasons, will be Sullivan South at Elizabeth. Let's run down some of the leaders in the high school football going to the games tonight. Yards rushing, we have 6 guys that went over 1,000 yards already. Jordan Coffey, Cloudland, 1446. Jacob Bunch of Granger, 1,380. Jalen Adams of Science Hill, 1,207. You have Hunter Davenport of Hampton, the Bulldog running back with 1,092 yards. Ethan Ward of Sullivan South, 1,069 yards rushing. And Ian Hicks of right up the street, Dobbins Minute, over 1,000 for his season. Excuse me, Hicks is 1,058. Amik Watterson of Science Hill with 897. Corey Russell of Elizabethton with 815. So those guys are right on the cusp of going over 1,000 in their season. Not career, but seasons. You got 6 guys already rushed for over 1,000 yards this season in East Tennessee high school football. As far as quarterbacking goes, you have yards passing. The number one quarterback is Cade Larkins out of Crockett. 2,119 yards. That's a heck of a game. That's a heck of a season. That's through how many games? Crockett's played 8 games. His kid's throwing for over That's not good English. Has thrown for over 2,100 yards in 8 games. That's an incredible statistic. Carter Everett, Elizabethton, 1,657. Lyndon Redwine, Dobbinson at 1,630. Cade Ballard of Greenville, 1,539 yards passing. And also John Ramsey of Unaka on a football team. And this is what's really impressive. This is a 1-7 football team. John Ramsey's thrown for 1,500 yards, 1,531 to be exact, the quarterback for Unaka. On the other end, who's catching the balls? The top 5 receivers so far in our area. Blake Isaacs from Unaka, 730 yards catching. Seth Crawford from Greenville, 635. John Colley of Crockett with 593. Ryan Wetzel from Elizabethton with 553 yards receiving. And Evan Perkins of Elizabethton at 516. Passing touchdowns, you've got Carter Everett, 21 from Elizabethton. Cade Ballard, 21 from Greenville. Peyton Robinson from Sullivan North, right over the ridge from where we are, 18 touchdown passes throwing. Cade Larkins and John Ramsey of Crockett and Unaka, respectively, with 16. And Brock Thompson, Unicoi County, with 12. And Ethan Ward of Sullivan South with 11. So those are some of the stats to throw out at you. On the defensive side of the football, your top tackler is Owen Nicholson from Unicoi County with 120 tackles. It's incredible. Bryson Street, Unaka, 110. Michael Smith, Unicoi County, 109. From Johnson County, Hayden Osborne, 102 tackles, along with Dakota Cochran from Happy Valley. Tyler Norris of Johnson County with 86. And Arthur James of Science Hill with 86 tackles on the season. And then tackles for loss. Let's see what we've got there. We've got Michael Smith from, that's who I thought that was. Hello, doll. How are you? Life treating you good? I see that. Congratulations. Got the rock. Would you tell your daddy to call me? He's called me several times, and I've lost his number. So we need to do breakfast. So, yeah. Are you good? Everybody's good. Sarah Poe's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. In the building. Ain't changed a lick. We like it that way. Michael Smith, Unicoi County, 14 tackles for loss. Zach Taylor, Daniel Boone, 14 tackles for loss. Austin Cox with 13 from Daniel Boone. Peyton Nichols from Daniel Boone and Matthew Hatcher from Unicoi County with 11 each. And Cujo, Cameron Coleman of Elizabeth, and 10 tackles. Those are your tackles for loss. In the sacks department, Riley Grills with Sullivan South leads everybody with 12. Jordan Eads King from Johnson County with 7. So that kind of gives you an idea of some of the guys. Interceptions, Shane Austin, Science Hill with 4. Matt Diminick from Dobbins Unit with 4. Fumble recovery, Zach Copenhaver. I think you know who that young man is. His daddy runs Champion Chevrolet. Zach Copenhaver, Science Hill with 3 fumble recoveries on the season so far. That's a look at high school football. Big, big night. Weather-wise, going to be beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tonight across northeast Tennessee and southwest Virginia. Weather's going to change next week. It's supposed to. It's October, but for this Friday night, it's going to be very, very nice. All the vitamins, all the supplements here at Mike's Medicine Mart are 30% off today and today only. All the vitamins and all the supplements are 30% off at Mike's Medicine Mart. Also, you've got Gaia. You got some samples of that and some protein bars, popcorn, free popcorn, bottled water. Also, every time you make a purchase, you get a chance to spin the prize wheel. We've been already giving away gift baskets and t-shirts. There's still out there some alarm clocks and some salt lamps and some cool stuff from Badger's product lines. All that's still out here for you to get between now and 7 o'clock tonight on the 28th anniversary celebration, and we have a lot to celebrate, no question about that. We're going to take a break, and we're going to see if we can catch I don't know if Dr. Walton's available or not, but we're going to take a break nonetheless. We'll come right back. We're live here at Mike's Medicine Mart, show number 618 brought to you by the good folks from Grip Energy Drink.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Do you need an event catered? At Phil's Dream Pit, we cater for gatherings over 50 people, weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, company picnics, sporting banquets, to name a few. We can set up, clean up, and of course serve. We also offer value packs that include all the food. You pick that up and serve it yourself. Check out our webpage at philsdreampit.com. That's philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit on I-26, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're a phone call away at 423-349-6437, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, One call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport. 247-5400.
Now available Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. The Hash Brown Scramble, the first breakfast bowl with Chick-fil-A. The Hash Brown Scramble, a hearty breakfast option made with Chick-fil-A signature tot-style hash browns, scrambled eggs, a Monterey Jack and cheddar cheese blend, and a choice of sliced Chick-fil-A nuggets or sausage. Served with jalapeno salsa, the scramble can be enjoyed in a bowl or as a burrito. The Hash Brown Scramble Bowl, 30 grams of protein when made with nuggets. The bowl and burrito start at $3.49. Served until 10:30 every morning, Monday through Saturday. The Hash Brown Scramble or burrito, again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We're live here at Max Meadows and Mart. We appreciate you being with us again on this Friday.
Powell?
Oh, I thought he said, "Are we pals?" I said, "I think we are." Yeah. I thought he was hollering at me saying, "Are we pals?" Yeah, we're pals. Anyway, it's Dr. Walton. We'll see if we can get him on here in just a minute. Hey, we always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, and we unashamedly do that. And so here it is in the book of Acts today. Because I'm at your right hand, you will not be shaken. Therefore, let your heart be glad, your tongue rejoice, live in hope, and I will not abandon you. How about that? Because I'm at your right hand, you will not be shaken. Whew. Therefore, let your heart be glad, your tongue rejoice, live in hope, I will not abandon you. So Acts chapter 2, 25, 26, and 27, our verse of the day. We dedicate our show every day to the man who hung on the cross, and we certainly appreciate that very much. So we're here live at Max Meadows Mart again at the 28th anniversary. We got some free samples of popcorn and bottled water free, some weekly medication pill holders if you need one of those. We got prize cards with every purchase. Sarah Poe just came in and spun the wheel and got herself a free spin. I don't know what she won, but she got her free spin on the wheel, the prize wheel. So I thought he was going to come talk. He's got some folks going to practice administering some flu shots. So I kept waiting for the queue, and the queue said, can't right now. So got that. Totally get that. That comes first. So let's take a look at some other things going on. We don't talk much about the National Football League, but I got to tell you once again why I don't talk about the National Football League. Here's a prime example. God, these guys are like romper and like kids in the sandbox. Cam Newton decides, now you go by a couple of weeks ago, he called out this young lady, kind of made fun of her. She was asking him a question at a press conference back on October the 4th, a young lady from the Charlotte Observer newspaper. And so she asked him a question about a football strategic play, and he says, quote, "It's funny to hear a female talk about pass routes like that. That's just really funny," which was rather condescending, of course. So there was a big brouhaha about that. Well, she's taking some time off, so yesterday was her first day back in the press conference to cover the Charlotte Panthers, the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte. Newton skips the press conference. Says, "I'm not going to go." In the NFL, star players are required to meet with the media at least once per week during the regular season. For Newton, that meeting was supposed to take place Wednesday, but it didn't happen because the Panthers quarterback didn't show up. Newton also had an opportunity to meet with the media during an open locker room session yesterday, but he took a pass. According to ESPN, he sat at his locker and played loud music during the open media session. And something could just be a coincidence. It's not. Newton's decision to skip out on his press conference comes the same week that Charlotte Observer reporter Jordan Rodriguez, I don't think that's how you pronounce her last name, but anyway, she returned to work. She's the reporter who asked the question at the press conference, and of course it caused the big stink or brouhaha. So after the incident, she took some time off, did not return to the Panthers beat until Wednesday. During her 2-week absence, Newton showed up at both of the weekly press conferences. She comes back to work. He decides not to show up. Even the Panthers were baffled by Newton's absence. Why would you be baffled? It's very obvious what he's done. A team spokesman said Newton didn't offer a reason for his absence. Panthers coach Ron Rivera was even caught off guard by his quarterback's absence. He said, I just found out. I thought he had a press conference today, but apparently not. So he can be fined by the National Football League for missing his weekly press conference. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But that's as much as I'm going to talk about the National Football League. There was a game last night. Team I used to follow, the Raiders, won. They beat Kansas City. Whoop-de-doo, you know? Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Coming up, we're going to be hearing from Kevin Harmon talking Tennessee football. Also up next, Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fan reporter. We'll check in with him. He's going to be with us live again from Northern Virginia. We've just heard from Sean Whitten, head football coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones. Also later in the show, Dave Martin will join us from WLW Radio in Cincinnati. We'll take a break. We'll come right back, and we'll be joined, as promised, by Mike Hedrick in Northern Virginia talking NASCAR. Big weekend in NASCAR. A couple of drivers going to get cut. It's the pair down from the round of 12 to the round of 8. You've got 2 already in. Martin Truex Jr. and Brad Keselowski are already in, so you got so you have 12 drivers, minus 2, you got 10 drivers trying to squeeze into 6 slots, and so it's going to get real dicey this weekend at Kansas Speedway. Mike Hedrick's going to tell us all about it coming up next year as we are live at Mike's Medicine Mart on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 618.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Do you need an event catered? At Phil's Dream Pit, we cater for gatherings over 50 people. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, company picnics, sporting banquets, to name a few. We can set up, clean up, and of course serve. We also offer value packs that include all the food. You pick that up and serve it yourself. Check out our webpage at philsdreampit.com. That's philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit on I-26, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're a phone call away at 423-349-6437, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. There is our buddy Mike Hedrick in Northern Virginia, our NASCAR fans reporter. And good. Let's see, we hit 12 o'clock yet? We have. Good afternoon officially, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great up here. It's a beautiful day here in Northern Virginia. I got my buddy Kenny Boy over here. He's helping me out. He's on my barbecue team. We've got about 250 pounds of pork butts in the cooker this weekend, and cooking up for about 300 of our next new friends we're going to meet here later on this week. But yeah, smells like pork butts right now. It smells glorious, Tom.
Pork butts. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Love me some good barbecue and some good pork. All right, we're going to Kansas. It is a big, big week. We are in the round of 12. We're going to get down to the round of 8. 2 of those slots are full with Martin Truex Jr. and Brad Keselowski. So my ciphering's right. We got 10 drivers trying to squeeze into 6 spots in the Cup Series for the Hollywood Casino 400 on Sunday. So preview this race because it's going to get real dicey for these guys because 4 of those guys are going to get kicked out of the chance to win the championship.
Yeah, they sure are. Well, let's catch up on the track here a little bit. I always like the track facts part of this. Kansas Speedway, or we're going out for the Hollywood Casino 400. It's a super speedway. It's a 1.5 mile quad oval. It's got variable banking of 15 to 20 degrees in the turns and 10 degrees in the front stretch. Now, it's a relatively new track. It was opened in 2001. And they used to just race on it one time a year until 2011. They started racing twice a year then. It was repaved and reconfigured a little bit in 2012. So it's still relatively a new track. We know that this last May, Martin Truex Jr. won the race from the 3rd spot. Last year, Kevin Harvick won the race from the number 11 spot. It looks to me, because I'm a number cruncher, that this is still going to be a Jimmy Johnson track. He has, of the current drivers, he has the most wins of 3. Kenseth and Logano and Harvick have 2. But Jimmy Johnson leads them in top 5s. He's got 9. He leads them in top 10s. He's got 17. So Jimmy Johnson really, we know we're going to talk about him. He's being down there on the cut line, but this may be his comeback track. We know that you want to qualify good because the top 5 have gone on to victory lane 49% of the time, and the top 10 is 61% of the time. Chevys are very strong here. They've won 11 times, Ford 6, to Toyota's 4. So it could lead into maybe getting Jimmy Johnson that one more step ahead, because as we're looking at the standings, he's really on that cut line. He's only up by 7 points, and he's got Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth really nipping at his tail with the other guys a little bit further. So this might be a good spot for him. It's going to be great racing. We're going to see how fast they are here shortly. At 12:30, they've got a practice coming on at NBCSN, so we'll see how their speeds are there now. But it should be a great race. Like you said, it's the last race in this round of 12, and I think, in my opinion, I think you've got a couple of veterans, Kyle Busch sitting out at 7 points, Matt Kenseth sitting out at 8, and then you've got a couple of young guys that are really bait sitting on the top of the water, and that's your Blaney and Chase Elliott sitting near that cut line. So I think it's going to be really great racing. The weather looks like it should be good, so it looks like it's going to be fun down there.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're talking to Mike Hedrick on the phone in Northern Virginia talking NASCAR. It's interesting that 2 of the winners in Kansas have gone on to win the championship. Jeff Gordon did it in 2001. Excuse me, Jimmy Johnson did in 2008. So Kansas does play a big role in this, not the chase now, but for the playoff, for the championship, because, as we said, Gordon won there in 2001 and went on to win the championship. JJ did it in 2008. Interesting stats. Tell us those stats again about Jimmy Johnson. I didn't realize how dominant he was at Kansas Speedway.
Well, like I said, for the longest time, there was only one race there a year. Now, there have been 2 races since 2012, but he has, of the current drivers, he has the most wins. He's got 3 wins right there. He leads in top 5s. He's got 9 top 5s, and he's got an amazing 17 top 10s. So the guy is always in it. He's always going to be up front. Now, we'll see how the stage racing works out a little bit different, because that has been something that the number 48 team hasn't really been as successful as some of the other teams are, is getting those stage points. And you can see where he is in the standings right now is the results of that. So how he does, where he's able to collect points here that'll follow him a little bit longer, I'm not sure, but this may be the race that kind of saves his hide here a little bit, because he's right on the chopping block, and I can't imagine that Kyle Busch is not going to either win or be leading this race or something like that. He's just too strong for that. So this may save Jimmy Johnson a little bit, in my opinion.
Again, here's the talking to Mike Hedrick. Here is the top 12 as they head into Kansas this weekend. Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski. Those two guys are already into the next round. Then comes Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick has been a morning. Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Jimmy Johnson. That's your top 8. And the guys are in trouble. Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Jamie McMurray. Next round will go to Martinsville, Texas, and Phoenix, so it'll be a squeeze job. Again, 10 drivers this weekend trying to get those final 6 slots to move on to the next round, and so it'll be the Hollywood Casino 400 happening this coming Sunday to drop the green flag again, and that'll be going on again at Kansas Speedway right around 3 o'clock. Kevin Harvick, the defending Hollywood Casino winner from a year ago, will attempt to tie Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson for the track wins, as you said, by trying to win his 3rd race there. So Harvick very much in the hunt. Obviously runs well at Kansas. So Kyle Busch on the outside looking in, Kenseth on the outside looking in. So you got to know these guys are going to crank it up. There are going to be more gambles, Mike Hedrick, than normal because there ain't no tomorrow. If you don't get into this next round as of Sunday, obviously, you don't get a chance to go in and try and win the championship. So I think you'll see more gambling going on this weekend at Kansas. What do you think?
Well, I think so. It's quite fitting that it's the Hollywood Casino 400 with all the gambling. I think if you're a betting man, I think the couple of guys that I worry about who are in that top 8 right now, to me, have to be Chase Elliott without a single win this season, and actually not even a win really in his career just yet. In the playoffs, I mean, that's the time where winners continue to go forward. I think Blaney is a very good driver. I think his being on the Wood Brothers small team is going to be to his disadvantage with Jimmy Johnson and a Kyle Busch around him. So those would be they're not right on the cut line themselves points-wise, but those would be the 2 guys that I would worry about if I was placing bets, would be your Chase Elliott and your Blaney. I think if there's going to be 1 or 2 of them that aren't going to make it in there, I think it's going to be one of those guys.
And one more note before we jump to the Xfinity Series. Martin Truex Jr. attempting to become the 2nd driver to sweep a track this year. He won earlier in the year. As you said, there's 2 races there now. He won earlier in the year back again. He led 104 laps on his way to victory there in May. So Truex going to try for the sweep. Kyle Larson, of course, swept Michigan earlier this year in June and August. So Truex also, you got to figure he's into it. Of course, he and Keselowski have already moved on to the next round. So lots of drama, as they say, this weekend for the Cup Series at Kansas Speedway. The Xfinity Series also racing there. Mike, give us an update on the Xfinity Series.
Okay, well, the Xfinity Series is going to be great, and the pressure is on in actually a different way. The Cup Series, we know that this is their last race in their round, but this actually is the very starting race of the Xfinity. Right now, they are in their round of 8, but they're going to noodle down from 8 down to 4 very quickly here in these few races. So this is really very important to them. As we go down, we still see junior motorsports being very strong. Your William Byron right up top, Justin Allgaier, Elliott Sadler, those guys are up there by double digits. Daniel Hemrick is just above the cut line. But just below it, and really not that many points out, is great drivers like Cole Custer and Brennan Poole and Ryan Reed and Matt Tiff. I mean, they're only 2, 3, 4, and 5 points out. So there's still a lot of movement that they can do. I think you're going to see if you're one of those other teams, your Cole Custer, those guys, they're going to really try to push for these stage points. They've got to try to make up. Daniel Hemrick, who's above the cut line, he's within reach by just a couple of points. But when you get up into Elliott Sadler and Allgaier and William Byron, they're 11, 14, and 17 points ahead. So they really need to, as best they can, your Ryan Reeds, need to get to some of them stage points. Possibly even the win at Kansas would really help out. But yeah, the tension is wrapped up a little bit different than them. It's not the end of a round, but the starting of a round. But really, this round cuts the whole field in half. So this is a big whack for these guys.
We're talking to Mike Hedrick on the phone in Northern Virginia, talking NASCAR. Coming up next, Kevin Harmon's here, going to talk Tennessee football. What can they do to beat Alabama, if anything, tomorrow? They're 36-point underdogs. That's what, 6 sixes or 36. You're a 6-touchdown underdog going into a football game. Not a lot of confidence there. But we'll see. You don't play it on paper, you play it on the field. Mike, you look at 6 drivers from the Cup Series going to be in the race tomorrow, the Xfinity Series. Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Greg Gaulding, Reed Sorensen, Ryan Blaney, and Eric Jones are all going to be in the Xfinity Series race tomorrow in Kansas. Again, they'll drop the green flag at 3 o'clock there. So Jennifer Jo Cobb back in the Xfinity Series, young lady who I've met her a couple of times. Always felt like if she just had the right brakes, she could be another Danica Patrick as a female in the sport of NASCAR, but it's not really ever come around that way. So she will be racing tomorrow, so good luck to her. And so Christopher Bell hopes to play the spoiler at Kansas. Of course, he's going to bump up in the recently announced full-time Joe Gibbs Racing NASCAR Xfinity Series driver for 2018. He's looking to win this weekend at Kansas, so he wants to play the spoiler and, of course, put on a good show for his new boss, his future boss, Joe Gibbs. So you're right, there's going to be a lot of drama, as they say, tomorrow and Sunday at Kansas Speedway. We're talking to Mike Hedrick. We're live here at Max Medicine Mart, the 28th anniversary celebration. And, Mike, what else you got for us talking about NASCAR?
Well, go around the track. Only thing really new is when we're watching Cup Series here at Kansas this week here is we're going to have a new car that's going to be out on the track. I told you a week or two ago, Starcom Racing is going to have the new 00 team. It's going to be at the track. They're going to have veteran driver Derek Cope driving this week here, and however many more races I think the rest of the season. But I think this team, the 00 Starcom Racing team, is going to be a big player next year because they have a lot of money. They've got a lot of backing. They're already starting to get some good sponsors, and they have money themselves. I think that 00 is going to be the home of maybe one of our veteran drivers that's out there looking for a drive, looking for a ride, whether it's a Kurt Busch or a Matt Kenseth or something like that. We're finding out that spotter of the number 88, T.J. Majors, who's been with Dale Jr. for a long, long time, he's leaving Hendricks at the end of this season here. He's actually going to go over to the number 22 Joey Logano team next year, which is going to be great for him, is what Dale said. He said, you've never had so much information as what T.J. Majors tells you. Hey, a great story about Dale Jr. And Dale Sr. and Bristol Motor Speedway. I was watching the NBC NASCAR broadcast this Wednesday when Dale Jr. was on there, and they got asking him, well, had his daddy ever given him racing advice or talked about racing? And he said that pretty much him and his dad never, ever, ever talked about racing, and he almost never gave him racing advice except for one time. Junior said that he was practicing at Bristol Motor Speedway, and he said his dad came over his radio, and his dad just said, try lifting sooner at the flag stand, and then you can get back on the throttle sooner in the turn. And that was it. Dale said that it worked out perfectly for him because he wound up not driving too hard into the turns, and he said, but that was the only advice that his daddy ever gave him, and it was about Bristol Motor Speedway. Tom, I'm looking at my arm, and the hairs just stood up on my arm when I was telling that story. But how wonderful that is that you remember something. I remember things that my daddy told me, and I wish I could remember so many more of them now. But to have your daddy tell you something like that impacted and changed his life. He said immediately he felt more comfortable. He wasn't driving in there, and so what a great story about Dale Jr. And about his daddy Dale Sr., the late great Senior, and one of our favorite tracks there at Bristol Motor Speedway. Hey, and Tom, I think I've got to answer. We know that Dale and Amy Earnhardt, they're going to be having their first little baby. Mm-hmm. And to the dismay of a lot of NASCAR fans, it's a little girl because they all want to have Dale Jr. the third or something like that and have him racing. But it's going to be a beautiful little baby girl. But I think I found the answer. I've looked up, and there's a beautiful southern girl's name, and it's Vidalia. If they named her Vidalia Earnhardt, you could just call her Dale for short. I think right here on the Tom Taylor Show, because we know Dale, we know you're listening. We know you watch the Tom Taylor Show. We figured it out. Vidalia Earnhardt. It's a beautiful girl's name, Tom.
I like it. Name her Vidalia and just call her Dale. We'll send it along to Dale Jr. and see what he thinks. Vidalia, just either call her Vi or call her Dale. Either way, can't go wrong with that one. Well, you stayed up late to study on that one. I appreciate that, Mike, very much. And so you'll check in with us on Monday. Anything you want to leave us with, he'll give us a report after the racing on Monday. We'll be checking back in with you. Anything you want to leave us with today, my friend?
Hey, just everybody, it's wonderful being on the radio here with Tom and talking to all you good people out there in East Tennessee, and especially all the listeners from around the world, and the great sponsors, GRIP, Max Medicine Mart, and Food City. So on behalf of myself here in Northern Virginia, I just want to thank everybody for everybody's support on Tom's show, and hey, God bless everybody real good.
All right, and you know what we're going to do to wrap it up?
Screen taters,
Screen taters. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you Monday.
Yeah.
Good man right there. Appreciate him very much. Mike Hedrick again, Screen Taters. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Got Kevin Harmon, got David Strickland, got Dave Martin out of Cincinnati. We're here live, the 28th anniversary. Everything in the store, all the vitamins, all the supplements, everything in the Good Food Grocery today and today only, 30% off. A third off of the regular price today. Again, here at Max Medicine Mart. On top of that, they got free giveaways. They got free popcorn, free bottled water right at the front as you first walk in. You've got prize cards with every purchase. Every time you purchase something here, you get a chance to put your hand down to the bucket to get a chance to draw a free spin card. Or you get a chance to be on the prize wheel and you buy $50 worth of vitamins or supplements that are a 30% off mark today. Or you get a chance to get a free spin on the prize wheel by purchasing $20 with a Troyer or Amish Waiting products. It's all right here, the 28th anniversary celebration of Max Medicine Mart. And so Barry's going to be with us, Dr. Walton coming up here in a little while. Coming up next, we'll check him with, who do we got next, Kevin Harmon or David Strickland? I got to double check. We got one of them coming up next, the one's waiting in the wings here on the Tom Taylor Sports Shows. We're live, as we said. We are at Max Medicine Mart on show number 618. And oh, by the way, the countdown to Christmas, yeah, buddy, it's here. We're down to 65 days to Christmas.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here with the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live at Max Medicine in Kingsport. The 28th anniversary celebration is on. All the vitamins and all the supplements are 30% off today, and today only, to celebrate this big anniversary celebration of 28 years going strong here in Kingsport. Let's go to the phone, talking about going strong on the soccer field. His ladies are doing it. The Lady Hilltopper head coach, David Strickland, we had him on Tuesday. We were at Movement Mortgage, and so got him back again today. And, Coach, that night you're getting ready to play Knox West. You beat them. Then you got a chance to play Knox Bearden, and you beat them. So let's recap some great wins that put you into the sectional coming up tomorrow in Johnson City. But first, let's recap these first two big wins.
Yeah, it's been an exciting week for our girls. You know, fortunately, we talked the other day about some injuries of key players coming back. And Tuesday night, Knox West came to visit us, and we finished them off 2-0. It was a good, strong game, a good, strong showing. We made it through healthy also. Then last night, playing Bearden, who was, you know, they were one of the top 3 teams in the state. We knocked them off 1-0. We played a lot of high pressure on them, which forced them into quite a few errors. Our girls really stepped up and played a fantastic match last night.
And so you win Tuesday to beat Knox West. You win last night to beat the Lady Bulldogs of Bearden. So now you get ready for the sectional and the right to get to the state tournament, which is the goal, obviously. Who do you play tomorrow night? And give us a preview of that team.
Knox Powell's coming up tomorrow night. They've had some good success. They've got a couple of senior girls that play in their midfield that are they're talented players. They like to play a system what's called a 3-5-2, so they like to try to keep the ball a lot. They're going to be a tough opponent when they come in. Of course, when you reach this stage, everybody is. So we're excited that we're at home. We're excited they have to get on the bus and travel for a couple hours. We're also excited they've got homecoming tonight, so they've got a lot of things going on in their arena. But, you know, we tend to focus on what we can do and what we can control, and the outcome should be good if we play to our standard.
The pressure obviously is ramped up each time you go out now, so this is a chance to get to the state tournament. So for Science Hill's girls soccer team, so is your team, obviously I would think at this point they can handle some adversity and they can get out here and just play their game, right?
It's true, and we talk about during the run of the 80 minutes of the game, mistakes are going to happen. Know it ahead of time. Don't be shocked if a mistake happens. You know, you just get on with it. It's about the whole 80 minutes. It's not about the 30 seconds. So we get the girls out. We talk a lot about just competing for everything. And that's where we tend to get the best out of them.
You feel good about playing Powell? I mean, obviously they're a pretty good team. They wouldn't be where they are. You feel good about having them tomorrow night in Johnson City?
Sure. I'm very excited. I'm excited. You know, this afternoon we're doing preparations for them. I think we've got a good game plan. I'm excited that they're coming to town. You know, Farragut, the other team on the other side that's playing Bearden, I'm glad we're not playing them yet. They're a good side also, but to win it all in any sport, you got to play the tough ones to get there.
Vince Lombardi said to be the best, you got to play the best. So you'll play again tomorrow night against Knoxville. When you win that game, the first round of the state tournament is when next week?
It's next Wednesday in Murfreesboro would be the quarterfinal round. And we're excited. We have goals up on our board, and being there on that Wednesday is one of them to mark off.
There you go. And that's the goal. And you're close. You've got one more door to knock down to get back to the state tournament. First time in a long time Science Hill's been to the state tournament, which is awesome. We're talking again to Coach Strickland. And again, the other team still standing in our neck of the woods will be the Greenville Lady Green Devils, the defending champions in AA. They're still playing soccer, so good luck to Science Hill tomorrow night and Greenville. Coach, will switch gears. You're also heavily involved in the Tri-City Otters. Tell me what's going on with them very quickly. What's happening with them?
Well, we're in the off season of that, but we're heavily in the scouting aspect of it, and we've got a lunch meeting today. We're contacting over 250 players we've been tracking for months, and all their data and information. And, you know, with the power of social media, it's amazing how from here in Johnson City we can reach a kid's phone that is 20 miles away and, 500 miles away. To let them know we're interested, we've got a good opportunity for them and want to have a conversation. It's one of these you have to contact quite a few and then sort it out to get down to the 30 you want to bring in.
It's awesome. So you're kind of doing a little paring down and evaluating and checking them out, so it's really cool. So the Otters are very, very busy in the off season, but obviously front and center as it should be are the Knox Powell Lady Panthers tomorrow night. Coach, good luck to you. We'll be talking to you next week, and you're getting ready to go down to Murfreesboro. I feel confident you're going, and we're going to talk to you next week as you make your trip down there. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Tom. Love your show.
Yes, sir. You take care. I appreciate you very much, sir.
All right. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks.
Yes, sir. That's, again, Coach Strickland again from the Science Hill girls soccer team. They're playing for the sectional championship tomorrow night in Johnson City at the football stadium, Kermit Tipton Stadium. Winner will move on to the state tournament next week, and loser goes on. We'll take on Knox Powell tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at Kermit Tipton Stadium in Johnson City. We're in Kingsport. He's here with us. Are you ready to roll? He is enjoying, what'd you get over there, big guy? Some pretzels?
Peanut butter brittle.
Peanut butter brittle. I love it. Look at him. He's like a little kid. And so let's get him on the screen as we are here live again at Max Medismart talking Tennessee football. Appreciate him driving over here from JC to talk to us. And camera's up. Boom, there he is. And there's our buddy Kevin Harmon. And good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Doing well, sir.
There you go. There's your
You hear me
camera.
okay?
Yep. Look right up there. There he is.
Okay.
There you be. And so let's go. Let's talk about it. 36-point underdogs. We talked a bit about it last night. Tennessee, a monumental task to go down and try and throttle the Alabama Crimson Tide. I call them the juggernaut. So this is a team. How would you define the Tennessee football team right now? If you had to use an adjective, two-sentence description of this football team, how would you describe them?
Well, I dysfunctional is about the best word I can come up with. There just seems to be so many different pages for so many different players and coaches, and nobody seems to really be on the same page. You don't really know what's going on in the locker room if you're not there. You hear hints and whispers and rumors, but it's obvious that something is not kosher due to the fact of just the way they're playing. Players are quitting, guys are decommitting. You got kids on Twitter, social media saying things. Sometimes they contradict each other. It's just a dysfunction right now, and it starts at the top. Coach Jones is ultimately responsible, and you saw some hints of it, with Jalen Hurd and some of the issues he had there. But it's you really realize now how Dobbs, Kamara, Derek Barnett really held that team together, and their talent won a lot of games. Now we don't have those guys. Really, nobody has stepped up to fill that void. I'm not sure if we've really taught anybody how to step up and fill that void. There's a lot of it that comes from within the own player itself, but the coach has to be willing to teach these kids how to lead. It just seems like it's just this dysfunctional mess, and I'm not sure what the answer is. It seems to be everybody feels that losing the coach is the answer.
But is it?
It could be. I mean, it's obvious we've regressed. I mean, we 2 years ago we went in Alabama and lost 19-14, and had them until with 5 minutes to go in the game. We also missed 3 field goals that game. And it seems like Butch Jones' whole tenure at Tennessee has been defined by, missed opportunities. But now here we are, 36-point underdog. I mean, you're talking, the 2 biggest upsets that I could go back and find were, Howard beat UNLV this year, the 45-point underdog. Stanford beat USC when Harbaugh was coaching, and they were a 41-point underdog. So this would probably be the biggest upset in SEC history that I can remember of 2 teams playing each other. It's just unprecedented that Tennessee, the program of Tennessee, a top 10 program with facilities that they have, are a 36-point underdog to Alabama, and I don't know many people that would bet Tennessee. I sure wouldn't.
You look at, we're talking to Kevin Harmon, you see on the screen with the Tennessee football preview. Appreciate him coming over here. But you look at the conference, the Southeastern Conference as a whole. Tennessee in conference 0-3. They've scored 29 points in conference. Overall, they are 3-3, obviously. They've scored 130 points as a program overall. That is the worst point production in the entire Southeastern Conference. Missouri scored more. Arkansas scored more. I mean, right there for me, statistically speaking, it's inexcusable to have Tennessee, the high-powered offense has been known for over the years, and wide receiver and everything we know about this football program. It's gotten down to you've got 29 points in 3 conference games.
It's awful. They've averaged 2 first downs a quarter. They've gotten 27 first downs in the last 10 quarters, almost 3 first downs a quarter. That's it. And the MO has been the defense starts off fairly strong, then the offense starts going 3 and out once the other team's defense adjusts, like South Carolina, and then they shut Tennessee's offense down. We go 3 and out. The defense gets tired. That's we can't have that happen tomorrow. We've got to be able to milk the clock, and to be able to let the 35-second clock run down, call our plays, and try to keep Alabama's offense off the football field, which means we're going to have to run the football, hit some quick hitters. We probably won't get many big plays, and then create some turnovers. Alabama is 302 yards average rushing. Hurts is throwing for 154 a game. They're averaging 400 and some odd yards of offense, 460. Very tall task, and it's a lot of Tennessee fans are braced for a Vanderbilt type score, 59-0, and that would be just. I think that's a lot of people are on the edge. But if somehow Butch Jones were to beat Alabama, he puts John Curry in a very difficult situation. That most people in any given scenario you don't see it, but going back to the greatest upsets of all time, it can happen. The Jets beat the Colts. The '69 Miracle Mets. You got USA hockey team. In all those games though, what happened was that the team who came in kind of didn't really respect the opponent, and I'm not sure that Nick Saban is going to allow Alabama to do that.
Well, they have not scored a touchdown since UMass. They haven't scored a touchdown against Georgia or South Carolina. Of course, at the open date in between. So, all the statistics show me that it's going to be a butt whooping. So, and you're right. It could be wrong. We could go down. They could lay an egg. Alabama could lay an egg against this team. I don't think so. I don't think Saban's going to allow that to happen. I don't think the talent deficiency is there for Alabama to allow it to happen. That some of their guys, their second and third string players, could play on most SEC teams as starters. So they go deep and they're good, and very, very tall task. So let's take it past that. I'm going to give you your John Curry, a couple of scenarios. Okay, you made a good point. If they pull off the upset, that kind of rattles the cages in a lot of different directions, making the assumption they won't pull off the upset if they play close. You got Kentucky next week in Lexington, then Southern Miss, then Missouri, then LSU, then Vanderbilt. If you play them close, respectable, down there, or if you get blown out. If you have another 41-0 butt whooping or a 66-3 like they pinned on Ole Miss a couple of weeks ago, if it's that bad and they cover the spread and then some, and it's an embarrassment to the university, which, if you cover the spread, you get beat by 36, that's an embarrassment. Then what do you do if you're John Curry?
Well, he's got a few options. Obviously you can replace him and go with an interim coach, Steve Stripling or Brady Hoke or somebody. There's lots of names. Philip Farmer's been tossed out there. You're going to have a coach. You've got to have an idea who your man is. You might not be able to say so because he probably has a job right now.
What about Cutcliffe?
Cutcliffe never. He's got too many. He'll retire at Duke. And I don't think Tennessee fan base would go for David Cutcliffe as a head coach.
I keep hearing Gruden, and I'm thinking, I heard it again, and the guy showed me on his phone that it's, they're going to pay him 6.5. They're going to do this and this and this, and they got it all laid out. I don't know if it's somebody just making this stuff up, but I know Gruden's got ties to Knoxville. He's got ties to East Tennessee with his wife. I could be totally wrong. I don't see John Gruden coming out of the broadcast booth, which is a pretty cushy job, getting paid very, very well, to get on the sideline and go through the rigors again of Southeastern Conference football.
Well, the feeling is that ESPN is doing all this cutting of salaries, that Gruden will probably get cut, or he'll take a big salary hit once his contract expires. When I don't know when that is. I'm not sure. Maybe at the end of this year, I believe, is what I've read. He hasn't coached since I don't know when. He's never coached college as a head coach. He's been a tight ends coach at, I believe, Pacific. And he went to the NFL. And obviously he knows the game. And obviously he can develop quarterbacks, but he could probably get a pretty good staff in here. But people seem to be enamored with him. Nick Saban came from Miami. He had already won a national championship at LSU. Gruden doesn't have that. He's got name recognition, and recruits would, come to him immediately. But then he still has to win on the football field. And everything he'll do will be scrutinized. I just don't see it. I really don't. He's doing okay. He doesn't really need the headache of being a head coach. Nope. And there's a lot of other interest out there. There's always been a concern that Tennessee won't pony up the money. I think Tennessee will pony up the money for a proven head coach. they won't put up the money for somebody that's up and coming offensive coordinator, thing like that. And you got T. Martin's name is being pushed around. He's a Tennessee guy. He's offensive coordinator at USC, and they're doing very well this year. And he's done a good job as being an offensive coordinator. He's high energy, knows how to recruit. We'll probably could put a staff together of the same thing. So you've got all kinds of options. But going back to your question, Curry, this. I think the bottom line in all of this and what's going on is that it's about making the hire, not about when he's going to fire Butch. It's about you got to get the hire right, and I think that's where his focus is on getting his ducks in a row, getting his power base. Getting Peyton Manning, Johnny Majors to a degree, Philip Fulmer, those guys to advise, to work with and settle on a coach, and then you go to your money guys. Say this is what we want to do. I think he's focusing more on that than he is on when do I let go of Butch. So, Jason Swain on the radio said, it's about the hire, it's not about the fire. So, I don't know what scenario if Butch Jones gets beat 59-0, he probably won't make it past Sunday. My guess, Kentucky beats him. I don't think he makes it past the Kentucky game for sure.
Of course, we said he wouldn't be here. I didn't think he'd make it if he got beat by South Carolina. Boy, they laid an egg there. So, again, we're talking to Kevin Harmon, talking Tennessee football. So
the feeling on that is you don't want an interim coach to go to Alabama and get killed. You want Butch Jones to do that. You don't want to just demoralize your team and your coach right off the bat. So you're going to get through Alabama. Nothing's really going to change. But if he gets beat 59-0, and I think there's another factor in all this. I'm not sure Butch Jones wants to coach here anymore. I believe he may leave on his own. I know he kicked the tires at Purdue last year, and Jeff Brom got that job. But he did actively look at the job. So I think that the expectation here is a little bit more than he thought it was going to be, and it's tough to be a coach. He's always pointing out his APR, the fact that the roster's better off. They've been to bowls, but he's not really pointing at his one-loss record.
No.
And when you look back to 1982, number 2 Alabama came in Knoxville with an 11-game winning streak. It's my final year of college, and Bear Bryant ended up being his final year. Johnny Majors was about a break-even coach at that time, and we beat them in Knoxville. They were number 2 in the country, behind Washington, and we beat them 35-28. And I was there. I remember that game. It was pandemonium, and nobody thought we had a chance. And they had Walter Lewis at quarterback. They were loaded. And we had Alan Cockrell. He was a good quarterback, but a guy named Chuck Coleman scores the winning touchdown. But we intercepted in the end zone at the end of the game. But we're not in Knoxville, and I don't think that Alabama team went on to lose three games, I believe, and ended up in a lesser bowl. Bear Bryant retired. I don't see that this year. I don't see Saban
having any mercy on him.
Having any.
No.
It really, if they'll probably try to cover the spread for their bettors. But I'm curious if he'll let them. He beat Alabama beat Vanderbilt pretty bad. And we sure don't want to be thought of on the Vanderbilt level. It's a shame that we're in this position. And
Alabama 24 points Florida State, 41 against Fresno State, 41 against Colorado State. They beat Vanderbilt 59-0. They put 66 on Ole Miss. They put 29 on Texas A&M, and last week put 41 on Arkansas. As I call it, the juggernaut for good reason. So Alabama and Tennessee tomorrow. Again, Alabama's outscored their opponents overall 299-71. So
when you were talking about Tennessee scoring 129, 42 of them were in the first game. They haven't really done much since that first game. No. And I'm not sure how they did that because Tech's rolling along. They got beat by Miami. I can't believe that happened because they took a pretty good lead. But Tech's playing some pretty good football, and they have to be kicking themselves to lose to Tennessee.
I think if you look back, and I'll let you go here, wrap this thing up, but I think if you look back, but look forward, you've had more recruits begin to decommit, and at some point, somebody's going to okay, we got a fish or cut bait. This one's going down the tubes, so we got to make sure these guys get a coach in place for recruiting purposes to say, okay, because if you're a hot rod recruit, and I'm a SEC school recruiting you against Tennessee, all I got to do is go and say, Kevin, you're a running back, but you don't know who's going to be in there next year. You may get a coach that's going to throw the ball. You don't know if you're going to play there next year. You don't need to go to Tennessee. There's too much upheaval. So I think from that standpoint, get a coach. The hire is the correct one, but I think there's a time frame for recruiting and everything else. You've got to get somebody in there pretty quickly. And here's the question I was going to ask you a while ago. Somebody asked me this because they heard our show this week and said, hey, can you go talk to another coach while he's coaching? Let's say you want to go pull one out of the hat. Jimbo Fisher, can Tennessee contact a current coach that's presently employed by another university on their own? They have to go through protocol to get permission, or can they just call up and say, hey, well, Jimbo, or hey, whoever, are you interested in coming to Tennessee?
It's a good question. What they do is they talk to their agents.
Okay.
They don't go to the coaches. You know, all the coaches that Tennessee probably wants are head coaches right now, or coaching somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when you run a place like this, I mean, you need good employees. Good employees are probably already working, you know, and you have to find them there. But in this scenario, Tennessee wouldn't go to Jimbo Fisher. They'd go to Jimbo Fisher's agent. They'll go to John Gruden's agent. You know, Gruden's not employed, so they can go more direct to him, but his agent's going to be involved. And a lot of these coaches' agents is Jimmy Sexton, who's agent for Butch. He's agent for a lot of people. But that's where they would go. They would start working the back scenes through the agents, and the agents would talk to the coach, and the agent then goes back to the Tennessee rep, and they work it out from there. You know, and then what they're probably trying to do is see who has interest in the job. And Tennessee is a top 10 facilities. There's a lot of positive things. They got a great fan base. They have a good booster base. They're everything in the world. You know, the Tennessee it used to be for the longest time, Tennessee didn't have the athletes in the state. Well, next year, the first 20 players in high school are already 4-stars, the juniors that are coming up. So Tennessee's going to have a pretty good recruiting base next year in the state of Tennessee. The Titans have done and brought a lot of interest, especially Middle Tennessee, and have improved the football in the state. You know, now you got Georgia's coming on. They got the Fields kid that Tennessee was in on. That kid looks phenomenal. So something, you know, the one you don't want to lose is Cade Mays. He's the 5-star defense or offensive lineman out of Catholic. His dad is a legacy, or he's the legacy, and his dad played here, Kevin Mays. You don't want to lose Cade Mays. You know, he's one of your top recruiters for the other players. He's a top 5 player in the country. He's like Trey Smith. You want to keep him. And right now he's looking. He's going to Ohio State. He's going to Clemson. And he wasn't doing that before. And I think he wants to come to Tennessee. His dad came to Tennessee. But
back to what I said, you better show me you got some stability.
And I believe Curry is probably talking to the father. But the kid's just trying to cover his bases, you know, if something does happen. So it's, you know, there's, you know, people want to know, but there's a lot of stuff. You know, and the one thing too that you're not seeing is a lot of rumors coming out of Knoxville from inside the AD. So Curry's keeping this pretty close to the vest. You know, there were tons of rumors last time with Butch and all this, Kevin Sumlin, you know, who are you going to get and who got turned down and all this stuff. So again, it's about the hire, it's not about the fire.
There you go. Kevin Harmon stopping by. Thank you, my friend. Great job.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you coming. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Again, I want to remind you, everything, all the vitamin supplements are 30% off again, as we said, all day long here, as we're live at Mike's Medicine Mart, broadcasting live again on this Friday, again, October the 20th, 2017. And so appreciate Kevin stopping by. Again, we've got free popcorn, free bottled water, free weekly medication pill holders, prize cards with every purchase. And so everybody gets a chance to draw from a stack of cards, and they may have a coupon for you to get some free goodies or a free prize wheel spin. We've already given away tote bags and mugs and T-shirts and alarm clocks and gift baskets. So again, if you are in the vicinity, Center Street, Kingsport, all day till 7 o'clock tonight, the 28th anniversary, and all the vitamins. This is the reason to come in, at least in my opinion. All the vitamins, all the supplements are 30% off right off the top of everything in the store that's a vitamin or a supplement. Quick break, we'll be right back. We're going to jump in, and we're going to go to Cincinnati, Ohio to check in with our buddy from WLW Radio in Cincinnati, Riding Away with Dave. He joins us next. Hello to Cindy Welch. Hello to Russell Marshall. Hello to, with my glasses on, Jules Roberts, Ben Castle, some of the folks watching the show, thank you very much. We're live here at Mike's Medicine Mart. Today is the day, the 28th anniversary. All the vitamins, all the supplements are 30% off, and we'll talk more about that right after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
Do you need an event catered? At Phil's Dream Pit, we cater for gatherings over 50 people. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, company picnics, sporting banquets, to name a few. We can set up, clean up, and of course serve. We also offer value packs that include all the food. You pick that up and serve it yourself. Check out our webpage at philsdreampit.com. That's philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit on I-26, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we're a phone call away at 423-349-6437, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back live again at Mike's Medicine Mart 28th anniversary coming up. We'll be talking to Dr. Barry Walton, who will give us the history of the store before we get out of here. Let's go to the phone. He's there riding away with Dave on WLW Radio in Cincinnati. Our buddy Dave Martin. Good afternoon, Sunshine. How you doing?
Yeah, it is sunny, and I've been taking advantage of all the sunny weather because I've been back on the ladder doing some painting work, but I don't have any wasp stories to tell you, but I do have a funny little tidbit I'll throw in there. I had a crazy praying mantis. It must be my latest, greatest pet or something like that, but he was bird dogging me all day, man, watching all my moves and, you know, scoping me out and stuff like that, but I was up taking advantage of all this nice weather, doing a little bit of outdoor painting and stuff, so I must be somebody, a nature child or something like that, because the creature sure like me or something. I don't know.
Instead of Ric Flair, Nature Boy, instead of Nature Boy Ric Flair, it's Nature Boy Dave Martin. So there you go. All the animals love Dave. I love it.
Yeah, and all the insects, yeah.
All the insects.
So anyhow, yeah. But anyhow, yeah. Well, I don't know whether LeBron James would like me too much, because I did call him a knucklehead when he ran his mouth and said that all of us patriots that voted for Donald Trump was a bunch of uneducated, I think is what he called us. You know, I think probably rednecks and stuff like that. So that's probably part of it too. But anyhow, yeah, the Cavs looked pretty good, although they looked pretty rusty against the Celtics the other night. Of course, you know, the big thing that came out of that game was that tragic injury to Boston's top-notch free agent, Gordon Hayward, that broke his ankle and dislocated it, and well, I guess he broke his leg and dislocated his ankle, but I mean, it could be possibly a career-type ending injury, and that was really tragic. And the players, everybody said their wind just kind of went out of them out of the game. But the Cavs did pull off a victory, and LeBron looked pretty sharp, even though he'd been out for about 3 weeks. And Kyrie, looked like he's fitting in with the team. So, the NBA's underway, and so far I'm going to keep following them fairly close and stuff, because they're not like the jackasses there in the NFL with their protesting and all that kind of stuff. But so that'll be interesting. I'll keep you up to date on that. But shifting gears, I'll let you guys know that the Buckeyes, just like I told you, don't worry about the Buckeyes. They would be there. They obviously was hitting on all cylinders last week against Nebraska. Of course, it's a Nebraska team that probably people don't really recognize from 10, 20 years ago and stuff. But the only thing I can tell you about the Buckeyes is J.T. Barrett, the Buckeyes quarterback, has finally got back into gear, and he's really looking sharp. And I think I told you all along that as bad as he looked against Oklahoma, he's turned his game around about 180 degrees, Tom. And his receivers, I think part of it is his receivers, because they're now starting to run real good routes. They're catching the ball. The line's blocking real sharp for them. They went to the two-back offense, which has opened things up, and JT is starting to, be more assertive as far as running the ball. So the Buckeyes, like I said, are a force to be reckoned with, and, we'll probably talk next week more about the big ball game with Penn State.
Yep, we're talking to our buddy Dave Martin on WLW Radio in Cincinnati. Got a couple of minutes left here, so Buckeyes are nailed down. The Cavaliers are nailed down. Blue Jackets are playing pretty good hockey right now in Columbus, and what about this baseball thing? You got the Yankees, again, trying to end the night for the Astros, and you've got Severino on the mound for the Yankees tonight and Verlander for the Astros, and, of course, the Dodgers going to the World Series, first time since '88. So baseball, the Yankees have defied the odds, man. You never thought when you're down 2-0. I had the statistic earlier in the week. When you're down 2-0, you lose 84% of the time. Well, here they are winning the games they did at Yankee Stadium. So these guys, and they eliminated your Indians, so these guys are playing some pretty good baseball.
Well, they're playing real good. Well, when you go play in that Bronx Zoo, hell, anything's going to happen there. And those fans, I mean, that's like playing in the Thunderdome or the Mad Max and the Warriors and stuff. So they're an intimidating force when they play there at their home field. But we're going to have to see if that same momentum transfers there to Houston. I'm sure the fans will be fired up. Of course, they got their money guy that they made that big trade for, Justin Verlander, and he's a big game pitcher. So I look for Houston to come back and tie up the series and go to 7 games, and then Katie bar the door. But, yeah, tip your hats to the Yankees. I mean, they've done what a lot of teams haven't ever been able to do and stuff. So it's very interesting. Of course, I think that's what makes baseball so much fun is the playoffs. And, of course, you and me were together with saying that we look for the Dodgers to come out of the National League, and sure enough, they did. Look like they're hitting on all cylinders. So either way, it'll be an interesting World Series. I mean, New York and L.A., I mean, who wouldn't want to miss that World Series matchup?
You got it. That's Major League Baseball's dream matchup, the top 2 biggest cities in America for their baseball franchises, if it comes to be that way. Last thing, we've got a guy, a Cincinnati boy, down here in Tennessee that's under the gun. Butch Jones came down here from Cincinnati. He's the coach, and, man, they're after him down here big time, and they're going to Alabama tomorrow, a 36-point underdog. Now, you played sports.
Wow.
When you go in a 6-touchdown underdog, and, of course, your coach is under the gun, and he's a Cincinnati guy, so Butch Jones under fire. So if you're the head coach of a team that's a 36-point underdog, Coach Martin, what would you tell the boys in the locker room?
Well, I tell them you better toughen up in a hurry, because I can tell you one thing: the roll Bama roll, they ain't gonna let up on you and show no mercy. There ain't no question about that. But that's really surprising, because we talked about it, and Tennessee's got some pretty decent talent and some good ball players, and they've got a lot of pride in that program. I just can't see them laying down for anybody. So I would think Jones, if you can't get him motivated to go down there and play a big national type of game and maybe be able to get some respect back, and something's wrong, then he probably should be run out of Dodge.
Well, he's about to get run out. I think they backed up a U-Haul to his house. I think it's close. So tell me when we're going to be able to hear you tomorrow night on WLW Radio. When can we hear my man, Riding Away with Dave?
Well, Well, actually, I'm warming up right now because I'll be on live tonight, midnight to 5 a.m. That's 700 WLW, home of the Reds and home of the Bengals and the Cincinnati Bearcats, although they're taking some good spankings this year. But, yeah, and then I'll be live tomorrow night, and then I'll be on a little road trip. Then I'll come back, and here in October and November, man, with the end of October, I'll be doing a lot of filling in for the main host. So you'll probably have to make a special guest appearance, maybe Halloween night or something like that when it's real spooky and all the goblins are out. Tom Taylor can ride on in with me. I'll be manning the chair and stuff. We'll have some fun.
Love to do that. So tonight we can hear you, and tomorrow night, what's the hours we can hear you tonight and tomorrow night?
Yeah, midnight to 5 a.m. I mean, there's vampire hours, but yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, it's that time of year anyhow where the ghosts and the goblins, everybody's out rumbling around late at night. So if you're bored and you're up, nothing to do, tune in the radio and 700 WLW and call in, and we'll have a good old time, and I always have some special guests. And I got some great callers, believe it or not. For that time of night, you'd think they'd all be liquored up or a little high as a kite or whatever, but no, man, we got some great callers, and they actually make some sense.
There you go, and that's the name of the game, making some sense, as you do as well. Riding away with Dave.
Okay.
I'll talk to you tomorrow night, all right?
Okay, thank you, brother. I'll see you.
You got it. That's our buddy Dave Martin from WLW Radio in Cincinnati. The guy is totally nuts and out of control. And, of course, we call up every week and talk to him on Cincinnati's radio station, covers 38 states, and we love talking to my man. Riding away with Dave. He just does not dwell among us. He's a piece of work. On 700 WLW Radio, covers 38 states, and of course you can hear it here in the Tri-Cities plain as day here locally, but good guy. We'll be with him tomorrow night talking sports on his show on that radio station in Cincinnati. Talking about good guys, let's get the camera dialed in because, I've tried to catch him 2-3 times, and he's been busy, and we have been passing out of the bucket here the spins on the wheel and see if they can get door prizes. And we're talking to our buddy Dr. Barry Walton. You see him on camera from Mike's Medicine Mart. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Tom Taylor. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. And so you've had good foot traffic in here this afternoon.
Absolutely. We usually have good foot traffic, but today's like having good foot traffic on steroids or something like that.
It's been busy, and of course when you come in, when you make a purchase, you can reach down in the bucket and pull out and see if you can get a free spin on the wheel. Sarah Poe was in here a few minutes ago. She got herself, bought some whatever she bought, and she got a free spin on the wheel and went out of there. Wow, what? I heard doing something up there. Went out the door laughing and giggling like only she can do. So it's a special day, 28 years for Mike's Medicine Mart. And you've been, I don't know if you've been here all 28 years, but you've been around for a good part of it. Tell us about it.
I've been here for about the last 12.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started off on 10/20/89. Of course, we were in the old location of what old-timers in Kingsport, and myself included, used to call the old Kroger building because when I was a kid back in the 60s, that was a Kroger's. And so that's where we started out. It was a snowy day that day, so kind of interesting. Today's a beautiful day, and so we much prefer this. But there were actually, at the time, the mail carriers would have lunch over in the parking lot at Mayfair United Methodist Church. And we found out later through one of the mail carriers that actually, I guess, confessed, for lack of a better word, that they were over there taking bets on how long we would last. So,
really,
yeah. So very interesting times, and of course, it was a lot different. I've just been thinking lately about what all has changed in 28 years. 28 years ago, in my pharmacy career, the place that I was working, we weren't computerized. So we were still typing out labels on an old typewriter. And
wow.
Kids today don't even know what a typewriter is. No. So that just tells you how things have changed. And, of course, we would file insurance by hand. Now it's all done electronically at the point of sale. So, you know how much you're going to pay out of pocket when you hit the register. Used to, you would pay the full price and then file that with the insurance company, and they would send you a check back. So a lot of things have changed, but it's still about people, still about caring for people. And I think that's what we do here, and I'll put our staff here up against anybody. They do a good job of caring for people. They recognize people by name, and they've buddied up with our patients, and that's what we want. We want that bonding experience, so that if somebody has an issue, they know who to come to and get it resolved. So that's what we do here at Max Medicine Mart.
Press the flesh, customer relations is
Absolutely.
What it's all about. And of course, you're giving away free popcorn, free bottled water till 7 o'clock tonight. I'll tell you what's to me, and I've watched people go over there, and in fact, a lady came through here and she had some stuff in her hand, and she heard me just happen to be mentioning that all the vitamins and supplements are 30% off. She went, "Oh, I saw her go back over and it's like, I'm going to load the wagon. So, and you really can't go wrong. I know William said earlier, Solgar's got a buy one get one with the vitamins right now. If you take that, you get buy one get one. You already get one of them free. The other one's going to be 30% off the regular price. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing that too. A lady was asking me about probiotics today, and so we were talking about the different issues that she was having to find a good probiotic that would match up with what she needed. And she said, "No, these are 30% off, right?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "Well, I'm going to get two then." So it is. It's a great way to make your dollars stretch, and if you can afford to spend just a little bit extra today, it'll reward you in the long run. But 30% off, that's a chunk of change.
Absolutely.
So and we like to pass that on to our folks here, so that's a good deal.
All the vitamins, all the supplements, not just Solgar's on sale this month or Gaia. All the supplements are 30% off the month of, or 20% off the month of October. Today, take another 10%. So all the vitamins and I'm so excited I can't even say it. All the vitamins and all the supplements are 30% off today and today only. So I was looking at the weather forecast before I came over here. Beautiful today. We're going to make a big change. We're going to be down to the 60s, actually down to the 50s by middle of next week, and 30s at night. Why am I saying that? Because that triggers flu and strep, and so your vaccination destination is right here at Mike's Medicine Mart. And did I see you giving some folks some immunizations already today? Earlier?
Absolutely, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been over here. I've been back in there. So, and that's another change. 28 years ago, pharmacies didn't give vaccinations. Now, that's pretty much the standard of care. We've been doing it here since 2005 at Max, so that's been a really good thing. In fact, we have doctors that call us all the time making sure we have a specific kind. We had 2 people come in from Newport today because they were looking for egg-free vaccines, which we have. We have people that are allergic to eggs, and they have to have an egg-free flu shot. It is more expensive, but if you're allergic to eggs and you want to get protection, that's the best way to do it. So it's a product called Flu Block, and we do have some of those left for folks that are allergic to eggs. We have the high-dose shot for people 65 and over. It's the same 3 strains that's in most of your standard flu shots. It's just 4 times stronger because as we get older, our immune system kind of cranks down a little bit, and it takes more of a vaccine content for your body to mount a reaction to that to build up your antibodies. So that's one of the things that we've really embraced, and a lot of the doctors know that we keep those high doses in, and they send their senior patients to us to give those shots. It's also a great time to check up on your pneumonia status, especially for seniors. Used to be that it would be 1 shot after age 65. Now it's 2 shots on pneumonia. You got the Prevnar 13, and then 1 year later you get the Pneumovax 23. So then you get the 2-shot series, and then you're done at this time. Things will change, but and speaking of change, we're looking at the shingles vaccine. Zostavax will probably soon have a competitor in the shingles vaccine category. As a company, GlaxoSmithKline, is coming out with a product called Shingrix, Shingrix, I believe it is, and it's supposed to be even more effective than the Zostavax. What they're looking at right now is in the preliminary studies, after 4 years, the Zostavax is down to about 50% effectiveness, whereas the Shingrix after 4 years is still at about 90% effective. So for those folks that have had the once per lifetime Zostavax, it would probably be worth go ahead and getting that Shingrix shot because it will increase your chances of not having shingles. And of course, if you do have shingles, it should be of a lesser veracity, which is always important. Now, every time I give somebody a shot in here, I hear horror stories about people that have had shingles, folks they go to church with. One guy said, in fact, this morning said that. He said, I told my friend that I was going to get the shingles vaccine, but that I had heard that it was fairly expensive. And the guy said, I'll tell you what, he said, if you paid $1,000, that would be cheap, because he said, I've got shingles. And he said, it would be worth $1,000 for me right now not to have them. Wow. So those are just some of the stories that we hear, and just the evolution of pharmacy. It's hard to believe that, back then, of course, back in the 60s in the pharmacy, we weren't allowed to talk to patients about their medications. We didn't even put the name of the medication on the label because that was something between the doctor and the patient. So it's really evolved now that, of course, we're by law now required to talk to patients about their medications. If they have any questions, we try our best to answer them, find out answers if they're having any issues with those, talk to the doctors about maybe alternatives that might bypass some of those side effects that the patient might be having. And of course, dealing with insurance, all this on the fly. So it may, hopefully what it looks like is like that old duck that's on the water. You know, the top part looks all calm and everything, but we're paddling like crazy down below. And that's kind of what pharmacy is right now, because we're not only dealing with possible side effects, possible drug interactions with things another prescriber might have given you at one time, but we're also dealing with your insurance and whether that's a covered medication that might be or not be on your formulary. And if it's not, then we have to send the doctor a prior authorization request. So we do all those kind of behind the scenes, and hopefully before you know it, if it needs a prior authorization, it'll be approved, usually within 72 business hours. And then you can be on your merry way and pick it up. Of course, you can always give us a call just to find out if it's been taken care of. But it's a wild and crazy ride, but it's one of those things that I've really enjoyed pretty much devoting my life to, is the profession of pharmacy, and we're very pleased to offer all those services here at Max Medicine Mart.
Going on today till 7 o'clock tonight is the prize wheel. You get three different ways you can spin the prize wheel, drawing a free spin card out of the big red bucket, or you can purchase $50 worth of vitamins or supplements, or we're getting ready to talk about this, $20 worth of Troyer or Amish wedding products, which is easy to spend $20 in those great product lines. So those are three different ways you can get into the prize wheel, winning t-shirts, gift baskets, tote bags, mugs, alarm clocks. There's a Himalayan salt lamp over there that's yet to be, I don't think anybody's won that yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody win that one yet.
No, so all those are available till 7 o'clock tonight. So Troyer or Amish wedding products, again, the Good Food Grocery, the store within the store here at Max. And so tell me about those two great lines.
Well, I tell you what, Tommy, of course, I've told this story before. I got introduced to that by one of our employees here that said that they drove down to Bulls Gap, exit 23, and went to I think it's a Troyer Market, or there's some market down there, I forget the name of it, but and as a matter of fact, after the South Carolina debacle with Tennessee, on our way back, we stopped there to get a sandwich, to have something to eat, and they're awesome. I got a Cajun turkey sandwich with pepper jack cheese and all the trimmings, and I tell you what, son, that thing, it's a big sandwich, and they just put it on regular sliced bread, but it was wheat bread, but mouth starts watering just talking about it. But anyway, absolutely good stuff. But the Troyer cheeses are fantastic. In fact, I was talking to somebody the other day. They said that those cheeses that we have right there at the register always makes them hungry. And I said, well, they're really good. She said, I just take a chunk of it. If I was going down the road, I'd just take a chunk of it and eat it. I said, well, that works. I said, or if you have somebody riding shotgun, they can put it on a cracker for you and feed you too. Yep. So I've known folks to do both of those. But the Amish wedding foods also are great. The Troyer, if you come into the store, don't just check out at the counters up there where the Troyer stuff is. There's a refrigerated section back here in the back that also has Troyer stuff in it. We've got the butter rolls, either plain or salted. We've got the Troyer hot dogs, which I had one guy tell me that the best hot dogs he's ever bought. They've got the cheese curds back there too. Those are good little snacks, and just awesome food. And of course the hot pickled okra is one of my favorites up there. Now I can go to town on one of those bottles and just wipe it out in no time. Their sauerkraut's excellent. They've got all sorts of different foods up there, jams and cheeses. Got me a little fly going on here.
It's like a kid in a toy store up there. Yeah.
I tell you what, your tongue will flat out slap your brains out. It'll be so happy. So it's good stuff.
I want to talk to him. I'm going to let him wrap up here in a second by telling you why Max Medicine Mart. But switching gears real quick, football-wise, 36-point underdog Tennessee going into Alabama tomorrow. And I was looking at the numbers here for your Crimson Tide. He's a big Alabama guy, always has been. Florida State, 24 points. Fresno State scored 41. Colorado State, 41. Vanderbilt, 59. Ole Miss, 66. Texas A&M, 29. Mm-hmm. And Arkansas, 41. So the lowest point production was Florida State, the first game of the season. I've had people tell me this week that Saban will show mercy. Ain't a chance. He's going to wear him out because he's got to cover the spread, 36 points, 6 touchdown underdog. So your take on Alabama football, and I guess even more importantly, your take as a former player, the scenario going on down in Knoxville right now. Obviously, it's a football team in disarray. I don't think anybody would question or doubt that, but I don't know how you right this ship, but I guess first thing is try and make a good showing against the number one team in the country. I call them the juggernaut your Crimson Tide. So your take on Alabama football and Tennessee football?
Well, certainly at two different ends of the spectrum right
absolutely.
now. It's I think you hear those big scores against SEC opponents, and some of those opponents are teams that will probably beat Tennessee at this point. Tennessee's my second favorite team, so I take no joy in a thrashing that I think is about to occur. We'll find out. That's one of the reasons why they play the game. And of course, Coach Saban had a press conference where he said, he jumped on the media because he didn't want his players to hear the media or read the media accounts of how great they were, because you get that big head and somebody's going to find a way to pop it. And that's maybe what happened to Clemson. Who knows? There's really no reason why Syracuse should have beat Clemson on a talent level. And Coach Dabo probably did the best show of sportsmanship that I've seen or heard of in a long time, going into the Syracuse locker room, singling out their receiver for Syracuse that did such a great job against them, talking to the team, taking photos with the team in the locker room, and telling them what a great game they had played. I would love to see something like that happen for Tennessee. I don't think it will. Part of the problem for Tennessee is that when Alabama's third team will be on the field, assuming that it does get out of hand like people are saying, those kids are going to want to prove themselves too. And Tennessee's defense has played pretty well in the first half of most games. They just get tired because when your offense goes 3 and out, they get back out there and it just wears them out. Now, I'm afraid maybe that Alabama's offense might get tired this week, because I have a feeling they might be on the field a lot. Because those, their running game is awesome. Their passing game is coming along. So it's just going to be a matter of time, I think, before the wheels start turning and grinding. And I don't expect it to be pretty. And of course, when you buy tickets for these games, and I've got tickets to the game, so I'm going down tonight to Birmingham, and we'll drive on into Tuscaloosa tomorrow morning. But when you buy tickets to the game at the first of the year, you don't know what kind of teams either team's going to have. There were a lot of questions about Alabama's defense because they lost so many players last year, but their defense has done very well so far. And of course, their offense has come a long way. The passing of our quarterback Hurt has done nothing but improved. His running style and ability, it really doesn't look like he moves very fast until you see other people apparently take bad angles, but it's not really bad angles. He's moving pretty good. Mm-hmm. He's a fast runner, and then of course you got those stable of running backs where there's not that much difference between the first team and the third team. So it's just I'm optimistic for Alabama football. I'm unfortunately not so optimistic about Tennessee football at this point in time.
There you go. Well put. I'm going to wrap it up here. Look into the camera. Tell folks after 28 years, there's two kind of customers, repeat and new. We want to keep the repeats, obviously, and you do, but you want new ones. And so look in that camera and tell why folks should consider, after 28 years and going strong, the great folks here at Mike's Medicine Mart.
Well, Tom, the main reason is because we make personal connections with our patients. We not only want to know about them, we want to know about their families, what we can do to help them ease whatever situations are going on in their lives. They may have a father or mother that's going through a terrible time right now. They might have lost a mother or father, and the other parent is still alive but needs more help now. We can help in some situations like that, whether the father has passed away and the mother may need a lift chair to help her get up and down. Those are some things that we can help with. We can certainly look at ways to help lower their pharmaceutical bills if they're on a lot of pharmaceuticals. So, we work with insurance companies, but the main thing is people. We have a great staff here. Our folks really care about people, and that's one of the reasons why we have done as well as we have done. It's just because we have cared. We hug our patients, both not just literally but figuratively as well. There's anybody that's ever been here, it's nothing to see me come out from behind the counter and give somebody a hug. But sometimes they just need somebody to talk to also, and we can provide those ears too to help them with maybe an issue they're having with a prescriber, their insurance companies, or just life in general. So those are some of the things that we can help people with. And of course, we don't just have the pharmacy here. Like we've got Good Food Grocery, which has all the supplements and vitamins. A lot of places will have things, a little bit of things like that. We have pretty much a whole store like that within a store. And if you have are taking pharmaceuticals, there's some vitamins and iron and things like that that you don't want to take while you're taking those kind of pharmaceuticals. So you can't just ask anybody about those things. A pharmacist needs to step in at that point and say, you can take these two together, but maybe not at the same time, because you don't want to, for instance, an iron product or a calcium product to bind up an antibiotic, and you get less absorption from the antibiotic, and then you wonder why your infection doesn't go away. So those are some of the things that we can help folks with, but basically it just comes down to people helping people, and that's what we're all about here at Max Medicine Mart.
And you're open 7 days a week.
Absolutely. Not everybody has the luxuries that we have of being able to stay open 7 days a week. But we are open Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock until 7, Saturdays 8 till 6, and Sundays 1 to 5, so we can pretty much fit anybody's schedule as far as getting by here. And of course, we have 2 drive-through windows that you can just drive through, not have to get out. If you're not feeling well, if we have people that come through the drive-through in their pajamas because they just they're too sick to get dressed, literally. And they can make it to their car to come by and maybe get something for nausea or throwing up or something like that. And we can just pass it out the window. They can be on their merry way and don't have to spend a lot of time inside an actual store. So those are some of the advantages that we have over some of the other stores.
Love coming over here.
We love having you.
Oh, yeah, it's a good time over here. Yeah, this is fun stuff. And, again, always come over and see a lot of old, familiar faces. Folks, we've did DB for 20 years. We see you. There's one of them right there.
Look at that. There's Rusty Clark.
Rusty Clark, the Stinger. I called him the Stinger because when I was doing the coaches show at Sagebrush,
Hello,
Rusty Clark came in as a little fella and pelted me with peanuts, him and his dad. Right here, bounced off wound up and bam, hit me off of the forehead. And so I've always called him Stinger because it stung. He hit me pretty good, him and his daddy.
Have you ever heard Rusty sing?
Like a bird?
He can sing, brother.
Can he?
Yep. In fact, he sang last night down at Model City Tap House.
Really?
Yes, he is a good singer. He's going to pursue that, I think, down there in the Nashville area. Of course, he went to college at Middle Tennessee State. So they work you right into Nashville down there, and he's done very well.
Wow.
There's another DB person, Darren Harrell over there.
Yeah, Darren Harrell.
Yeah,
see him on Facebook all the time.
Yeah, and there's JD and Carolyn Slagle.
JD Slagle. It's like family reunion.
Yeah, I tell you what, he sells tickets at the game, and I bought my first house from JD. It was for sale by owner, and it ended up being JD was the owner. I didn't know him at the time, and of course, I guess that speaks well of our relationship. He's he's allowed me to be his pharmacist, so I can't do any better than that.
No, it's good stuff over here. Good peeps. I know you gotta get back over there. I appreciate you, my friend.
Tom, I appreciate you, and happy anniversary to Max, brother.
28th anniversary, man. It's awesome. 28th anniversary.
That's half as old as I am.
There you go. Some places, a lot of businesses don't make it 28.
That's true. We're very blessed.
And you're going strong.
Absolutely.
You got it.
Increasing business every year, so that's what it's all about.
That is the name of the game.
Yep.
To increase that business. So good stuff. I'll talk to you soon.
Look forward to it, Tom. Thank you.
Good man right there, our buddy again. Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart. Make tracks to Max, and you do. Here again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So we're about to wrap this thing up. Again, let me tell you one more time till 7 o'clock tonight. Here's what you can enjoy on the savings. All the vitamins and all the supplements are 30% off. You got giveaways of popcorn and bottled water. You've got the prize wheel. All this available again at Max Medicine Mart. All you've got to do is stop by, and again, all the vitamins and all the supplements are 30% off here at Max. Big thanks to Kevin Harmon come by talking Tennessee football. Sean Whitten, head football coach of the Elizabeth and Cyclones, joined us on the phone. Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter, joined us from Northern Virginia. David Strickland, the Zionsville girls soccer coach, into the AAA sectional tomorrow night against Knox Powell. He visited with us. Dave Martin, of course, from WLW Radio in Cincinnati. Dr. Barry Walton from Max Medicine Mart, and William Yarber from here at Max as well. So great show. Appreciate you very much. A lot of great guests, and we appreciate that as we will continue to celebrate this 28th anniversary until 7 o'clock tonight. We are out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. We're going to scoot on out of here and get ready for a big night of high school football. We gave you the games earlier in the night, earlier in the show. Get out tonight and support your favorite team. Weather's going to be beautiful. It's almost like a June night out here tonight for these football games. Weather's going to change next week, so if you like a warm night to watch a football game, tonight will be the night. So, out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back in the saddle Monday, we'll be at Freddy's in North Johnson City, home of the milkshakes and the hamburgers and all the hot dogs and all the great food they've got at Freddy's. We'll be there broadcasting live on Monday. Until then, for Dr. Beerwald and all the folks here at Max Medicine Mart, reminding you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody, from Max Medicine Mart, the 28th anniversary celebration going on till 7 o'clock tonight. So long, everybody.